Alright, I'm making sure the recording starts from now on. Right. I'm back, and I'll be honest, I still haven't decided what I want. I did make a new save, already prepared with this team right here in case I want to. I already purchased all the things necessary for them to work. And honestly, it's just the final slot I'm really not too sure about. I want to try the Green Mage as a bit of a challenge. The Evoker just doesn't seem fun enough for me. And they are also weak. So let's look through my options real quick here. Our Green Wizard was supposed to be. Alright, so I kind of want to focus a lot on physical. So, Ninja, Master, Beastmaster, and Death Knight would work. The Death Knight has access to spells and I like spells. But the playstyle they have is just not fun enough for me. The Beastmaster focuses more on its summons, which the Paladin can't support, which is the main reason I want another physical dealer. Dragoons out of question since I already played one. I could just go with the choice I had last time, Black Wizard. And Mara is a good enough physical damage dealer. I can bring Veil if I chose Master. Because her combo ability does have some crowd control utility. If it can kill a dude, the next hit will automatically carry over to the next available opponent, if any. But that's under the assumption everyone is low enough health and the monk and the master has high enough DPS to crowd control to that level anyway. The ninja again is also cool, but you know, it is one of the basic classes and stuff, like the monk. That's the issue I have with both of them. Obviously I already did Red Wizard. I don't want White Wizard because obviously the White Wizard will just outshine Eboli in every way, so... And the Blue Wizard, again, it's very clunky. I don't want to bother with it. A shame with the Summoner because I was willing to deal with the clunk for how cool it is as a concept of summoning monsters for its spells and having to go through the astral plane to get them. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with a Black Wizard. Yeah. Alright. This is it. The real run begins here. I promise.
breeds like pugs, bulldogs, and the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. In some cases, it's created unintended health problems, driving the Kennel Club's leading geneticists to believe that the less a dog looks like a wolf, the less it makes any sense. Neoteny can also be seen in cartoon characters with huge eyes and large heads, characteristics we think are cute because the proportions are similar to infants. An actual cute character design rule documented by former Disney animator Preston Blair in his 1948 book, Animation. Cuteness is based on the basic proportions of a baby. In 1971, evolutionary biologist and science historian Stephen Jay Gould documented the neoteny found in the evolution of the world's most
I find it very funny that the Paladin can wear a staff. Can you
And
equip
just
a
as
staff?
Mickey is a brand of Disney, Pomeranians
Why
are a
would you
brand
want to do that?
of dog. During an era in which Gregor Mendel founded the study of genetics through breeding experiments with pea plants, dogs were developed like consumer products with specific beneficial traits. Purebred dogs were a common marker of status, from Pekingese in 7th century China to Queen Victoria's Pomeranians. But a rising middle class ushered in demand for purebreds, with a Victorian dog fancy and an industry of breeding to meet that demand. All of the Labradors in the world came from a small group of families in the British aristocracy. There's actually a leather-bound stud book kept in a safe in Scotland that traces the exact origins of the Labrador. It details the quest to influence the length of the Labrador's muzzle, the spacing of its ears, and the size of its eyes, like a hereditary recipe book to generate the perfect lab. Some morbid side notes of
It
breeding
is convenient.
failures, like put down, useless. The oldest English book on dog varieties of English dogs, published in 1576, lists 16 different types. Today, there are 340 unique breeds recognized by the FCI. But why dogs? Yes, they've helped humans hunt since before recorded time by tracking and retrieving game, guarding mankind with their superior sense of smell, speed, and hearing. Yes, they have expressive faces and complex vocalizations that aid in our ability to understand and communicate with them. But it may be a fundamentally human quality that solidifies our relationship with dogs. Dr. Julian Kaminsky describes pointing as a triadic communication. There's a sender, a receiver, and a shared concern. It's commonly used in language development in infants. The baby points at an apple, the parent tells them it's an apple, the baby learns apple. Michael Tomasello believes this act is a basic building block of language called shared intentionality, and isn't universal in the animal kingdom. Despite having fingers and high-level cognition, chimps and gorillas don't understand pointing, because they don't believe anyone would help them. One of an infant's most basic instincts is a willingness to trust its parents and accept their help. In 4th century BC, Plato argued that love forms the bonds of human society. By the 20th century, British psychologist John Bowlby posited that infants' social and emotional development rested on their relationships with caregivers, and that a willingness to form social bonds helped infants secure their own survival, satisfying the foundational elements in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's a reason why solitary confinement and exile are amongst the greatest punishments for those who break the social contract, often considered punishments greater than death. Attachment theory lays the groundwork for the benefits of cooperation and social exchange. Instructed in Aesop's fables in 6th century BC, The Lion and the Mouse, in which a mouse convinces a lion to spare his life and to trust that someday he can help him. Science is just now catching up with Aesop. Oxytocin is a hormone that plays a role in social bonding. It's produced in mammals when they care about someone and has influences on trust, empathy, and attachment. It's released when humans engage in positive interactions with one another. Humans and pets release oxytocin when petting, playing, or simply gazing. Oxytocin was first discovered for its role in regulating childbirth and
some other
breastfeeding,
builds.
facilitation,
An all
and
physical
nurturing
attacker team
of
and
life
an all
itself.
magic team.
Studying communication and relationships between animals
Obviously the red
is
mage
teaching
has
us
to be there
about
as a defender.
ourselves. Alex the African gray parrot spent 30 years being studied by animal psychologist Irene Pepperberg. Alex proved that a large primate brain is not a prerequisite for complex problem solving and language. Alex can recognize quantities up to 6, identify 50 different objects, and had a vocabulary of over 100 words. At age 31, almost 30 years short of the average life expectancy for a parrot, Alex suddenly passed away. His final words to Pepperberg were the same he spoke to her every night. "You be good. See you tomorrow. I love you." Alex gained celebrity status because he expanded our understanding of animal cognition. But he also exposed our desire to believe that devoid of the judgments, pressures, and complications of human existence, pets love you for you. The Open Man and Animal describes philosopher Georg Hegel's concept of human as only existing in the transcendence and transformation of its own animality.
Alright, let's hope she heals enough.
By separating ourselves
with her
from
skill.
nature, we express what makes us uniquely human. But it's not easy to figure out what that is. Our ever-changing relationships with animals affect our understanding of what they are, but also what we are. In 1947, psychoanalyst Erich Fromm wrote, "Man is the only animal for whom his own existence is a problem which he has to solve." By reconnecting us with nature, pets help us navigate our existence. Which means scrolling for cat memes is actually a very serious existential activity. And as always, thanks for watching.
The Lion and the Mouse.
A lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A timid little mouse came upon him unexpectedly, and in her fright and haste to get away, ran across the lion's nose.
Roused from his nap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature and killed her.
"Spare me," begged the poor mouse. "Please let me go, and someday I will surely repay you."
The lion was much amused to think that a mouse could ever help him, but he was generous and finally let the mouse go.
Some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in the toils of a hunter's net. Unable to free himself, he filled the forest with his angry roaring.
The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. Running to one of the great ropes that bound him, she gnawed it until it parted, and soon the lion was free.
"You laughed when I said I would repay you," said the mouse. "Now you can see that even a mouse can help a lion."
A kindness is never wasted.
That sounds true, but is it?
Yes.
I
It is true.
hope that's true. The world's a sad place. I don't know if it's true.
But a kindness is never wasted.
Even if it's
Never.
even
Ever. Never.
if it seems to be
It's
wasted,
Never. Never.
you can still know that
Never.
it was worth
Never.
it.
Ever.
There's,
Never.
well, I agree with that.
Never wasted.
I agree with that.
Never. Never.
Special thanks to my friends at the BBC for providing awesome footage of dogs, cats, and wolves. Check out their channels for more videos and stuff. Okay, thanks. Vsauce, Kevin here. Hang on a second. Ah, man. Now I have to pee. Wait. Why do we pee and poop in clean water? I did disinfect the bowl and refill it because the toilet could contain harmful bacteria, but the water is fine. So how did artificial rivers flowing in and out of a tiny artificial pond become the most common way to remove waste? And how does an English poet's attempt to sweeten air and an Austrian Holocaust survivor's dirt toilet factor into what a British medical journal poll revealed to be the most important health problem of the last 150 years? Poop. Humans can either poop in the ground and cover it with dirt, or poop in water and walk away. We've pooped in water by building toilets over canals like the Romans in 4th century BC, building toilets on bridges like the London Bridge Privies in 1382, or using a hanging toilet, which is basically a chair at the end of a dock with a hole in it. Water is the quickest, easiest way to get poop out of sight, and more importantly to our ancestors, out of smell. For much of history, bad smells weren't just unpleasant, they were thought to carry illness. Before the discovery of germs in 1880, the miasma theory was dominant. It held that sickness like cholera, which is acquired by drinking water contaminated with feces, was actually caused by breathing smelly poison air. The word malaria, a disease commonly transmitted by mosquitoes, comes from the Italian mala aria, meaning bad air. The bad air from dead bodies was thought to spread the plague. The Black Death killed almost a third of Europe in the 14th century. 1348's ordinances for sanitation at a time of mortality in Pistoia set strict rules on sealing dead bodies in coffins and establishing the specific depth of their burial. During England's Great Plague in 1665, the mayor of London attempted to prevent plague-ridden stench from infecting the living by mandating that bodies must be buried 6 feet deep. Over 200 years later, in the wake of pioneering germ research from Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch, French biologist Alexander Yersin finally found the plague's cause: bacterium carried by fleas living on rodents. Smells don't carry sickness, but they can signal a biological warning to help us avoid something dangerous. Pathogens in human feces cause illnesses ranging from typhoid fever to hookworm, and we believe the dislike of odors from bodily fluids is an evolutionary response to avoid disease. Odor molecules bind to specialized receptors in the back of the nose, located on millions of olfactory neurons, which go straight to the brain where they're deciphered. Fresh food is typically safe and typically smells good. Rotten food is often dangerous and often smells bad. And preventing stench and sickness was the motivation for the John. The Sir John. Sir John Harrington, an English poet and prominent member of Queen Elizabeth I's royal court, wrote about his flush toilet invention in 1596, but his desire to sweeten the air would go unfulfilled for centuries. One reason his technology was ignored was that the rich simply had no need for a complicated toilet. They had servants. The groom of the stool, a job which later gave way to the lady of the bedchamber, not only disposed of waste by emptying the chamber pot, but also literally wiped their royal butts. But you don't have to be royalty to not want to deal with waste. Individuals generally leave their waste in the nearest water source or a hole in the ground until it becomes someone else's problem, which it usually does. The tragedy of the commons is an economic theory that describes how everyone acting in their own self-interest can destroy a resource used by an entire community. Victorian economist William Foster Lloyd coined the term in 1833 to illustrate the problem with cows grazing on shared land. If each individual grazed their cows without limit, they'd eventually bring more and more cows until the land became so overgrazed that no one could use it. Now imagine a city tripling in population from 1 to 3 million people in just half a century, with everyone dumping industrial and human waste into one river. Combine that with an unusually hot summer, and you get stink. In London 1858, it was the Great Stink. Outbreaks of cholera were blamed on the smell from the banks of the River Thames. Chancellor of the Exchequer Benjamin Disraeli described the river as a Stygian pool, reeking with ineffable and intolerable horrors. And English physicist Michael Faraday said, near the bridges the feculence rolled up in clouds so dense that they were visible at the surface. Social scientist George Godwin documented piles of untreated waste on the banks as being up to 6 feet deep. The average male height at the time was about 5'4". The government accepted a proposal from civil engineer Joseph Bazalgette to build an elaborate sewer system that carried waste to 6 different outlets, each emptying into the ocean. It took 20 years to complete, but 100 years later, the Thames was declared dead. After wartime bombing destroyed parts of Bazalgette's sewer, the Manchester Guardian described the Thames as a badly managed open sewer. In 1957, the Natural History Museum declared it biologically dead. Despite resistance to cleanup, including a member of the House of Lords stating in 1959 that breaking up sewage gave rivers something
I still
to
kind of pay attention to the
waste
tile
treatment
I'm
improved.
standing on.
Advances involve
Geomancer
screening and
changed the
cleaning
way I
waste
look at
before releasing
terrain.
the filtered water back into waterways. And today, the Thames once again supports wildlife. It took nearly 300 years, improvements in civil engineering, and a public disaster for Sir John Harrington's flushable toilet to be widely adopted. And now the water in the toilet is the same water that comes from the tap, which in many areas is perfectly drinkable. The end. But wait. Billions of people lack access to flush toilets. And whether the ground is too frozen, the land is too dry, or a community is too poverty-stricken, complex water sewage systems don't exist in much of the world. 1.8 billion suffer every year from ingesting water contaminated with waste. Flying toilets are used in the slums of Kenya and Haiti. They're plastic bags used as toilets and then flung as far as the user can throw them, hitting people, piling on roofs, and bursting open when they hit the ground, clogging drainage systems and contaminating water. In India, where more people have cell phones and access to a toilet, newly installed toilets are often ignored because of taboos regarding cleaning them out. The government and World Bank developed a No Toilet, No Bride campaign to influence families to have a proper toilet before getting married. The future of poop requires a paradigm shift, described by American physicist Thomas Kuhn as a fundamental change in the basic concepts of a scientific discipline. While spider webs of water pipes pushing waste for centralized processing was rated the greatest medical advance in 150 years, Friedensreich Hundertwasser advocated for a different approach. His solution was pooping kinda like cats. Litter boxes play on a cat's natural instinct to defecate in soft, sandy soil by making a cat toilet out of moisture and odor-absorbing material. But instead of throwing the waste away like owners do with cats, Austrian painter and architect Hundertwasser wanted human poop to return to its natural purpose. The humus toilet is a composting toilet that works by having a layer of humus at the bottom of a bucket and then scooping some fresh humus on top of the poop after each use. With no bad smell, Sir John Harrington would approve. A double bottom allows for airflow and a drip trough, and eventually the contents turn into fertilizer called humanure. The word human actually derives from the Latin word humus, meaning earth and ground, and humanus, meaning man. And the humus toilet, according to Hundertwasser, represented a direct cycle of life between people and planet. His concern was that flush toilets divorce humanity from a basic circle of life, with waste turning into fertilizer for plant life. The death of food becomes the birth of vegetation, saying what comes out of us is not waste, but the building block of the world. And while poop might not exactly be Lego, it was worth some money. Human excrement entering sewer systems was actually opposed in mid-19th century France by night soil collectors, named because they did their dirty work at night. They didn't want to lose their job gathering and selling poop to be made into fertilizer and pee to be made into the saltpeter used for gunpowder. Companies around the world are starting to see the dollar signs in duty. Utilizing waste from urban sewage treatment facilities is gaining steam as technology advances for turning biosolids into fuel and energy. And toilet reinventions are underway, including a solar toilet from the California Institute of Technology that generates hydrogen and electricity, and the Cranfield nanomembrane toilet which separates and cleans water from waste. The leftover is covered in wax to seal pathogens and help it dry out to be later used for energy. Waxy poop balls might not be the direct cycle Hundertwasser desired, but toilet reinventions represent the unique marriage between humanity and the planet, the engineering of Sir John Harrington with the ecological philosophy of Hundertwasser. A direct theme of Hundertwasser's work was his rejection of straight lines. Preferring spirals and squiggles, he believed straight lines were a human construct that separated us from nature. And a straight line was the design flaw in Harrington's toilet. A straight pipe allowed gas to rise up directly into the water closet from below. Alexander Cumming invented the S-trap in 1775, which allowed standing water to block the foul air. A squiggly line perfected Harrington's toilet. But Hundertwasser cared about people and improving the most basic parts of their lives, saying, "I want to make people happy, not depressed. I don't want to burden them with more problems. They already have enough." He knew problems, having survived the Holocaust when at least 69 of his family didn't. He thought that returning to a state of beauty in our interactions with nature would ensure our survival. Hundertwasser believed in the Earth cycle so strongly he used himself as fertilizer. When he died of congestive heart failure in 2000, he was buried without a coffin under a tulip tree only 2 feet deep. No one visits his grave. They visit his tree. Friedensreich Hundertwasser's circle is complete. And through this perspective of death and rebirth, we reinvent our waste and our bodies. Sewage becomes energy, and we become a forest of the living dead. And as always, thanks for watching.
Beginning of the game is always the hardest. New Game Plus definitely makes that still true. Doesn't help that Bailey is practically useless right now, along with Emily, until halfway through the game. Which is fitting, that's why I chose to name Emily and Bailey after, for the green and black mages. And Bailey will be slightly more useful than Emily later on. Anyway, that was not a worthwhile fight to tackle. I literally shouldn't have done that. All I did was waste time, if I'm being honest.
Special thanks to Neil Bromhall for his stunning nature footage.
Logistics of doing this is like making each die. You know, you got to make a mold, and if you're going to have like, I mean, you could have different dice and you know get the distribution be better, but it would be more expensive to generate a mold for each one of them. So, alright, what can we do with one?
What is the distribution? Can we put it on the screen or something? Or
we haven't even beaten Garland yet, and the XP difference between the party members is already quite massive.
On the screen, yeah, distribution.
So that sucks.
So there's the distribution on the screen.
So there's, how did you come up with those numbers? Well, right, there's a bit of an interesting story there as well.
Yep,
so this is essentially the same problem as assigning seats in Congress, because you've got very small states who, you know, if you went
we're level
purely
3,
by
let's see if we
the
can beat
numbers,
Garland this way.
wouldn't have any.
I don't want to stay here for too long.
So you need to add one here and take away one here. So who loses out, who gains?
I'm
so
not even sure I can handle
the Zeds, they need
Peninsula
to
Power.
have a bit of help, because otherwise you won't get any.
And that's why we got a Z now.
Right.
I think
so it makes it more
is
difficult.
anti-ice
Then you have to take it away
for
from somebody, so
sale?
how do you do it? You can say, okay,
At
you have to
Revoca?
round down to get this letter. It's not.
I might have a chance
So we'll take away one from
if
here,
that's
and
if
you
so.
figure stuff out like that.
when you were deciding, when you were making these
Otherwise,
decisions, did you do
I
it
can
purely
kiss-
mathematically, or was there a
I
bit
can
of,
kiss
did
an
you put a bit of
easy
thumb on the
early
scale?
game goodbye.
Personal preference.
There was no personal preference, but we're not linguists, so I won't say that we did it perfectly. We just sort of, well, it seems sort of reasonable. The differences here are sort of minor. There's also like what body of words do you use?
Your corpus, is that what I call it? Corpus?
Right, the corpus.
Yeah.
Should it be just like the dictionary word, or should it be the words as they're used in ordinary English language? Because it's different. If you're making sentences, you're writing a book, certain letters are going to show up more often than if you just look at the list of words in the dictionary. That's different again, but these are all sort of minor things, like, maybe this, the N gets one more or not, or something like that. Ultimately, I think we did okay.
Do you enjoy playing the game? Do you play it much?
As with many of the things, I actually enjoy making the stuff more than solving the puzzles, but, it's a fun thing to have around. Next one. So this really is sort of more of a puzzle of what it's for, so I want to give you a chance to think about it.
This video continues with part 2 and even more ingenious dice to admire. There's a link in the description.
And how's this?
If you like dice, well, there are plenty of courses and puzzles
Already one
over at
usage
Brilliant
for all
that are going to
three
scratch that itch.
spells
For example,
levels
just take a look at some of
D3
these.
will ever have access to.
Brilliant, of course, is today's episode sponsor. It's full to the brim with great courses and quizzes, all sorts of riddles that are going to take you deep into the world of mathematics, computer science, and other science subjects. One of the great things about Brilliant content is that it's really interactive. But it's not like a you must get this right kind of thing. It's more engaging, fun, playful. It's the way learning should be. And there's always new stuff being added to their huge collection. If you want to check them out, there's a free 30-day trial, and Number 5 viewers can get a 20% discount on their subscription by going to brilliant.org/number5. You can also give people a subscription as a gift, a thoughtful present for that inquiring mind in your family perhaps. Have a look, there'll be a link in the description, and good luck with all those puzzles about dice. If you're interested in any of the dice you saw in today's video, you can buy them actually. I'll put a link in the description.
Come on, how many HP do you have?
I'll also put links to other dice videos we've done in
128
the
if I
past.
remember correctly. From the
Psychological and
Beastmaster.
sociological setting.
Yikes.
Suppose that you think you
All
can
right.
control the dice. Of course, you're not perfect at it.
Alright, let's tent up and let's go take on Garland. I forgot to save. Whatever. I did use up a tent. I had 5, but now it's just 4. No one touches my princess. Light warriors, the impertinent fools. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Just now, everyone felt deja vu, but they have no idea why. What's your limit? Ah. That'll be good.
Why would you make this? What is the point of it? They're the same. They're just different colors.
1, 2, and 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then some have got circles around them.
And there's a 4 over there.
Oh, it's
Not
4.
one-
We
And
have
a
got
triangle. Yeah.
4, triangle.
Triangles and circles. Yeah. Not super obvious what it's for.
No, it's not popping into my head.
Alright, well, maybe somebody's figured it out by now. These are simultaneously 4-sided, 3-sided, and 2-sided dice at the same time. So at the same time, you make one roll, and you get an answer on a 4-sided die, and an answer on a 3-sided die, and an answer on a 2-sided die. So, again,
I think you're better off just casting 3 fires.
fewer dice around. We don't have to carry a coin. I mean, who has money anyway these days? So anyway, so how do you read them? So the one in the middle, the one turns out in the middle is the answer for your three-sided die. So there's a ring of 4 1s around here, and then turn this way. There's a ring of 4 2s around here, and there's a ring of 4 3s around here. So well, the shape here is based on a rhombic dodecahedron, but it's sort of rounded off at
Try lightning.
some of the corners. So we have these 3 rings of numbers which give you the result for the D3, the three-sided die. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And 12 total, and that's split into 3 sets of 4. When it lands on one of these things, you get a circle and a triangle on the top as well. And the circle and the triangle, if you think about the shape of this, these are on the sort of vertices with 3 sides around them. And those are arranged at the vertices of a cube, if that makes sense. So there's 8 of them arranged at the vertices of a cube that you can sort of imagine being encased inside of the shape. And so whenever it lands, you get 2 of the vertices of the cube up. And we have circles on 4 of those 8 vertices of the cube to represent the coin. So that's
So you are the light warrior.
two-sided
Thank
die.
you.
And triangle represent the 4-sided die because it's standard. The shape of a 4-sided die is the tetrahedron, so that's the triangle. Those are on the other 4 corners of that cube that's inside.
Is every permutation or combination equally likely?
Excellent question. So, well, another way to phrase it would be, are the dice rolls independent? Right. So, you know, so the
Nothing
answer
else
is
of
not
value
one.
here,
So
so
the 3-sided die
let's just
is
get
independent
right into
of
it.
Either the 2.
I'm gonna go
The
save.
2 and the 4 are not independent. So, in fact, you can see that. Suppose you say, well, what if I get a 4 on my 4-sided die? Then what are the possibilities for the 2-sided die? Well, there's a 1 there, or you could get a 1 there, or you could get a 2. So if you're going to get a 4 on your 4-sided
This
die,
playthrough's
then
gonna be
you're
hell.
more likely to get a 1 on your 2-sided
If I wanted to, I could have just gone with an overpowered team again.
Dimensions or something. But always, I can't imagine what sort of gambling game would involve.
A New Game Plus would definitely be easier than normal New
Yeah,
Game.
that's the one thing to be careful of.
Okay.
But I refuse.
Alright, so that's that.
Alright.
So again, what are these for? And this is not at all easy. This is very hard, I would say, to figure out what these are for. They go together, obviously they're not the same. This is just a 3-sided die with 1, 2, and 3.
I actually think red mages are way too powerful now.
So that's a 1, because it's the one, you can see the 1 is sort of at the top, and if you land it this way, it'd be a 3. And the way
There's
the
just
shape
seemingly
is,
nothing they can do. I agree
can't
with the
land on any of the ends.
old guy.
So, okay, so that's just a 3-sided.
I think Mara should be above.
Is an ordinary.
I mean, look, Mara has more HP actually.
Numbers
Or
are
Mara,
weird.
I mean,
For example, there
buh.
are 2 6s. So, again, why would we go to the effort and expense of making this thing? What is the point?
Is 6 the only number that's repeated?
There's another repeat.
How were they able to deal 10 damage to V3?
Nah. Nah.
So this is, it's a postcast. So the idea with these is you roll them together, you add up the numbers, there's a 1 and a 4, so you've got 5. And when you do that, the probability, the distribution of the sum of those 2 numbers is the same as if you roll 2 ordinary 6-sided dice and add them together. This is a different way to roll 2d6.
That's pointless.
Oh, of course. But
That's properly pointless.
as a pure mathematician, it is my inalienable right to do pointless things because they're fun. And
Yeah.
because you can.
Drain Samba.
When you roll 2d6, you add
Oh,
them together.
I forgot. I
how
don't
likely
have
is
a
it to get
canoe.
each different number. So you just make a grid with 6 slots
These
here.
guys I
first
should just
time,
run away
and
from
6
for now.
slots here, and you just fill it in. 7 is the most common thing you can get out of 2d6.
I want to go to
And then it
Matoya's
gets less
cave
and less
first and
likely
loot
to
it.
go the other direction. So the different possible outcomes are you've got a 2, 1 outcome out of 36, because there are 6 times 6 possibilities.
Push
you
up.
get.
Magic
3,
spell.
so there's like a thing here, this is 2
It is
out of
indeed.
36,
If you read it backwards, it
4,
reads
getting 3
push
out of
B
36,
select.
and so on. The 5
And
is
it
4
gives
out
you
of
this
36,
cool magic
6
trick
is
to open
5
up
out
a map of the
36,
entire
7,
world.
6 out of 36, so you have a 1 in 6 chance, 6 out of 36 of getting 7 on 2d6, and then it goes back down again. So all we have to do is...
Where is my crystal? I can't see anything without it. Who stole my crystal?
Have the same numbers when you do this. There's a version of this
Her contact lenses.
for 2 cubical dice, which is not the
Oh
standard
boy,
numbering,
these guys can
but
poison.
also does the same thing. These are called Fisherman die. Right, so the numbering on the Fisherman dice are 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So, again, not the standard numbering, obviously, but now we can just add it up. Another way to number 2 ordinary cubical 600 dice, let's just do a spot check. You're supposed to get 6 7s, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So,
Oh, they're not in the same. They're not in the same nice rows that they were in on the other die.
well, right, because, I mean, yes, it's a bit messier. So let's do this one.
What have you called this?
So we call these recast 2d6. So 2d6 being the notation for like take 2 6-sided dice and add them together. Recast as I don't know. Cast is sort of like cast your dice.
Henry,
Whatever.
I think you need some marketing help.
Yeah, well. So right, and then we need 12 here. Right, so this is 1, 2, and 3. That's easy. So we know that there better be a 1s. So there's a 1.
Oh my god, these snakes
Right, so it has to be
just
2.
don't want to die.
And we've definitely got a 2. This is very dangerous. Well, you can kind of figure it out, because so far this is just doing this standard thing here. So I've got all of my 4s already.
Oh, I want my Time Wizard Geomancer combo again.
Anyway, so 4, there are 2 4s. 4, 4, there are 2 5s.
Yeah, focus fire.
5, there are 2 6s. There is a 7, and there's an 8. So there's an 8, and there's a 9. Yeah, I think this is great. Alright, so let's do it. So, in fast forward, I'm sure. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. That's 4, 2, 3, 4, that's 5, 6. That's 5, that's 0, and then rotating. 5, 6, there's 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8. It's 9, 9, 9, 9, 9,
I'm starting to think that Beastmaster would have actually been really great to have right now.
I don't know. Imagine like contour lines, right?
Or not.
This is very
Still
sort of
just a
like
chance to capture the monsters.
And these are all a little bit more wonky somehow.
I know you do this as a bit of a side business. Right. Is anyone buying that? Has anyone bought them?
Don't know. I could tell you. I mean, who is the market? I mean, there's certainly the market of like, you know, sort of gamer types. Probably this is not terribly popular with the gamer types, but there's also, you know, math nerds. Some of them like these with.
I know a few math nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
Fire!
So, these are 4-sided dice, right? You can see, well, this is a 1, that's a 4.
There you go. I only drained 2 HP, but geez, that was a lot of damage.
So what is the shape for? So maybe you've seen things that look like this.
The other 2 should catch up later.
These, not dice, but these were
Great
I think
imps.
produced by Mathsgear, so
Oh,
that's this thing.
Shapes of constant width.
They are shapes of constant
I
width.
forgot
so
to
if you
heal.
have a book
Dang it.
from there, then you get a nice. Yeah, gotta get a nice book.
Yeah, okay. So, well,
And then you go, ooh, ooh.
shape.
Lovely. Same thing with these. So, so there is a bit of a story here in where these came from and the shape and all that sort of stuff.
So the book is always staying at the same height.
Let's see how much more powerful you are.
Yes, so
You know, if
even
battles
this
end
would
up
be
lasting way
smooth,
longer,
you would expect.
my previous team would be would actually be just
And it's the same
so
thing
much
with
better in
these
here
shapes.
right
Even
now.
though these are not spheres, it still stays constant height.
the Time Wizard specifically has a lot of really good stuff, but are just
So I
backloaded.
first heard about these like constant width 4-sided dice on the Grand Illusions channel. They had some of these dice that somebody had 3D printed. This guy Sean Bentley had 3D printed these shapes.
It just has
we
no
said, well, that's a
bravery
great idea.
cost.
Why don't we mass produce these things?
But it's
rather
still
than printing?
guaranteed.
So, you know, we talked to him and he gave us our blessing and so on and so forth. Now there's interesting things going on with the shapes. So if you look at the Mathsgear tetrahedra, the rouleau tetrahedra, these constant width things, not all the edges are the same as each other. Maybe you can see that this shape is kind of sharp, whereas this one is rounded.
You're joking me.
That, you know, works for the constant width property, but it's not good for the fairness of the die, right? it's got to have all the symmetry in the edges that are different. You know, I mean, in principle, it's going to be easier to roll over this edge than it would be to roll over a sharp edge. So these are not going to work. So this guy, Sean, came up with a constant width shape that has all the edges being the same. So they're all rounded in the same way, rather than some of them sharp and some of them rounder. And so this, this works, and this was the design he went with. And we looked at this.
Now, I think we really were intended to use as much of that initial.
When you're making a dice for mass-produced injection molding, part of the process, the mold comes together in multiple parts, and the plastic comes.
1,000 we got for getting a lot of
They put it
consumables.
in like a tumbler to smooth out all of the
Oh boy, the iguana.
imperfections and make you a nice, shiny dice. The problem is that the tumbling process is gonna do different things to that sharp corner at the top than it is to other places on the die. The shape would be changed different amounts in different places in the tumbling process, so we could use it. I should mention, by the way, these are prototypes. These are not. This is sneak preview. Nobody has ever seen these before. Hopefully soon these will be out. These are the prototypes. So what are the things we need? We need the shape to be symmetric. It needs this, all the faces, all the sides. The shape is, it doesn't have faces anymore. It's just sort of rounded. But it needs to have that same tetrahedral symmetry. It can't just be a sphere, and the edges needed and the corners needed to be rounded off. And so we asked around a little bit, and eventually somebody put us onto this paper by Brendan Guilfoyle and Wilhelm Klingenberg, sorry if I'm messing up their names, which did exactly what we needed. So on C2 smooth surfaces of constant width. So C0 just means continuous. Yeah, if it wasn't C0, then there'd be jumps or it would be broken apart. C1 means that the tangent directions match up. It doesn't look sharp, but it's not.
V3 should stop missing.
And C2 is saying that if you imagine the graph of X, it's got that nice sort of smooth thing down there. That's the kind of smoothness that you're getting. So it's not completely smooth, but it's visually quite smooth.
Oh.
And the hope was that with the tumbling process, because it's got this extra smoothness, it wouldn't get tumbled down so much. And somewhere in here, in this paper, eventually there's a nice picture of exactly what we needed. Oh, this is looking good. That's looking familiar, right? There's all kinds of fancy stuff in here. And then, this is right.
We're almost there, but just for
Spent a
safety.
little bit of time trying to read their paper and figure it out. And it was like, managed to email them. And it turns out, they were like, oh yeah, well, please, have a go at this. And then so they gave us a go. And then here they are, and hopefully available soon.
Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out the video description for links to more of our videos about dice, more videos with Henry, and also links to the dice you've seen today. You can buy them, you can check them out. I'll include all the information you could want. Again, that's in the video description.
There's a drill as well with, and it uses that triangle.
Baited. Help. Alright. Hopefully with the level 2 spells, Evely can be a bit more useful. No, it's anti-lightning. Well, I guess I can wait until I get to Elfland. Anti-lightning, anti-poison, and then invisible. There's 4 she can learn. We can learn for V3, but all of them are actually pretty worthless. Except for Silence. Silence is good. I'll go get Silence and then I'll ignore everything else for now. Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? She's raising her hands! Okay, I guess we can't learn Silence. Ice is a good spell. Any offensive magic is good for the Black Mage because she's an offensive spellcaster, more so in Renaissance. Sure, darkness. Short sword. Iron armor and wooden shield is good. Gloves for everyone. Alright, surely V3 would be tanky enough to warrant being back in the front again with all this equipment. Alright, let's go show this little Cap'n boy what for. Alright, straight up 0 damage. I didn't even know that was possible. Alright, managed to put most of them to sleep. Alright, because our limit break. Alright, Eboli can do this 4 times. Let's hope it's worthwhile damage. Because if it's slow damage, then Eboli actually is just genuinely the worst spellcasting class in this game. I hope it scales, but that was pretty good, I guess. And alright, so the pirates are still just a joke. Lovely day, isn't it? Alright. Alright, just one more fight. Let's go through a random encounter. Two mad ponies! Alright, using Flurry Rush actually that isn't all that useful right now. I wonder if barrier counts for activating. I mean, it says resist. Alright, wow, that was awesome. Right, let's go to Elfland. We're making good progress, honestly, all things considered. Oh yeah, there is supposed to be a money minigame you can do. Player must hold the A button while in the ship and press B several times until the game appears. It exists in nearly every version. That opened the map. Is the minigame not... Is the minigame not in this game? Is- I don't think the minigame's here. Oh well. I need to be more liberal with my spell casting. It's the only way I'll survive in this more difficult game mode. Oh! Yo, that was a lot of damage. Triple digit damage already in this section of the game. Anyway, that was also really painful. Ouch. They're weak to lightning if I remember. Die! Oh my goodness. They must have over 200 HP. Uh-oh. Yep. It's alright, as long as it's just V3. There you go. I think starting off any battle with Warcry is genuinely just a good idea now. Right, Cure Poison is a level 4 spell, so that sucks. I just remembered. We can get it in Elfland now, but it's way too expensive. Large knife. Oh yeah, knives are supposed to be for Bailey as well. Look at this, Silver Sword 23.15. Is that actually worth it? I'd say yeah. But not right now. They should have been doing way more chip damage. I had to be an idiot. I just remembered I do still have the Black Wizard on my party. I can still cast Fire too. It's still not entirely hopeless. We can still grind. Although, you know, if I could get a Frost Wolf to show up and tame it with a Beastmaster. Yeah, there's plenty of ways you can do Peninsula Power. I don't really think anything's worth buying right now. I guess I'll get Evelyn Bailey a hat. They have 3 absorb. Alright, obviously I need the spells first. But if I can afford some, I'd definitely like to give at least Bailey the copper circlet. Here we go. Or, whoops. Alright, and I hope there's anti-ice. Fuck. Harden might be good. Oh, if it's only to 1 ally. Dang it. Maybe it's a level 4 spell. Although, at this point, all we really need is the fire. May as well see. Alright, Ice 2 and Confuse are kind of the only ones worth getting there. Yep, anti-ice 4th level spell. Damn it. Reflect could potentially good, I just need to be careful when I cast it. Because it will reflect positive spells too, like heal. Or, you know, the resistance walls that Abelie tries to put up, that we really want her to put up. Because it's like the one thing she's good at doing. It's like her one purpose. And she has the ability to rob herself of that purpose. I'll get 8 of these. 8 of these as well. Don't really need cabins. One's off just in case, and then yeah, we can get a copper ring. For Bailey. Although, it might be better to put it on Mara, now that I think about it. Yeah. I think that's acceptable. Alright. Let's go. Beating Garland and starting farming immediately in the Peninsula of Power all in the same first episode. We're going places right now. Oh boy. Maybe Exuviation's damage is dependent on how many or maybe what level. What is the highest level resistance they have equipped right now? I hope that's the case. Yeah, hooch. I think if the shark attacks Bailey, she'll just get one shot and die. Good. Oh my god, 165 and it wasn't enough. I knew it.
as a kid, like most, I watched the Beyblade show, and let me just say, that show was crazy. Characters would have their Beyblades perform these insane superpowers. Like, for instance, in the Burst series, we have a Beyblade that awakens and grows more powerful the more you use it. A Beyblade that deploys a miniature version of itself, and even a Beyblade that creates a literal force field. Well, in real life, although these powers aren't as crazy as they are in the anime, the creators of Beyblade are somehow able to engineer something similar to these crazy abilities with the power of creativity and physics. But still, there are a lot of interesting gimmicks that the Beyblade company has yet to make. And a couple months ago, I asked you guys on my community tab if there were any gimmicks you wanted to make in real life. And in today's video, we'll be focusing on the silliest ideas you guys had and trying to make them a reality. But before we start, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would really help us out. We try our best to bring you guys the best Beyblade content on the internet, and it only takes a few seconds. Also, if you guys have any more gimmick ideas, leave them in the comments below, and maybe we'll do a part 2. Alright, with all that nonsense out of the way, let's get started.
I could just
Our first
no-cap,
idea comes from
just grind
Omega8663.
as much as I want to.
He said, just
It's unlike a
imagine how
new
crazy it
game,
would
we're
be.
already
A sword like
max,
Excalibur
we're already
that actually sticks
class
out and
enhanced.
hits with
So
it.
nothing's
I
stopping
think
me
the
from
smash
just
attacks would be insane. Instant burst.
grinding there
Now, I
as
know the
much as
title
I
of this
feel
video is
comfortable
making your
with.
dumb Beyblade ideas, but I don't think this idea is dumb at all. In fact, I think it's kind of genius. Excalibur has always been highlighted as having one giant sword contact point, but if you look at Excalibur Beyblades, their sword doesn't even protrude that much. So I partnered up with my 3D modeling friend Spooky to make an actual functioning Excalibur sword, and here it is. It has 2 modes, one with a normal Excalibur size contact point, and one with a larger one that will definitely cause some damage. Now, while the idea itself isn't dumb, this video is called Making Your Dumb Beyblade Ideas, so I added the dumbness myself. I changed up Spooky's model a bit and made this monstrosity. Oh my goodness, it looks so cool. The sword protrudes out so much, and it makes it look like the layer is just a hilt. Alright, let's battle them. Okay, let's test launch these. Here is the first one. As you can see, the sword isn't really that bad.
That's a dagger at
It
that
kind of
point.
still hurts. This is the second biggest. Pretty big. Pretty short. Ow. See, it doesn't even look like it hits the launcher.
I wanna level up. I wanna encounter a giant.
And here's the
What are the
biggest.
giants?
The great
They
sword.
give a lot of
The
money.
great sword, alright?
Speaking
The
of devil.
claymore. Oh my goodness.
That's a huge sword.
It doesn't, ow.
That's crazy.
It doesn't launch that well, but yeah, let's test them out. Let's test out the smallest one first. Bring it, Jake. Who's up?
Alright, I don't have much faith in the sword, so I'm gonna use Yggdrasil.
Okay.
One
good shit.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
pretty solid. I don't want to
Give me
touch it because it hurts. Alright, bring
No
another
point
man.
trying that again. I'm gonna use Valkyrie.
And you know what? I will upgrade to
Do I
the
already?
version. Dude,
Alright.
this thing's lame. This is just like normal Excalibur.
Alright, what battle? You know, I would upgrade a little more too myself.
Come here.
Oh,
I like it when it doesn't even look like I'm touching it. Like I have a force field that just bursts.
this thing's so cool. I'm gonna use a dual layer.
Oh, okay.
Anubis.
That's a pretty
Acid
round
Anubis.
one.
Yeah.
If I can burst you, that'd be pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh,
my sword broke! The sword broke! It was too powerful.
You can't beat Anubis.
No! Okay, you know what? Time to bring out the big guns.
Alright, I'm scared to use Anubis because I don't want you to break. I'm gonna use Metaphora.
You think I'm gonna break against Anubis? I'm gonna break against everyone. Look at this thing. Look at this guy.
That's actually crazy.
If I put my hand
It's gonna be it's so incredibly off balance. It's not gonna have that much stamina.
It's super. I just feel bad. I mean, what do we expect? I just feel bad. This is why they
Breaks.
don't make the giant sword
Use the
contact
torque.
point, because everyone's Excalibur will break in one hit. Should I glue it back on?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
It looks cooler now.
Doesn't
It's
look
like when
cooler.
your mom says that after your toy breaks and she fixes it for you.
That's like
It looks better now,
It
honey.
looks better now.
You're like, I made it look better.
Alright, let's try the giant sword one more time. Who's up?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to single layer.
Okay.
Let's use
Ragnarok! 3, 2, 1, go. Yes!
World's most balanced
The one
Beyblade.
hit one. Oh no! Let's go back to this one.
The dagger.
And still the sword's pretty like it protrudes out like a
Still not access to
That's a
level
good hit.
4 spells, but
Big swords are bad.
Louise should be plenty comfortable to at least do
Never mind,
one
all swords are bad.
encounter for now.
Anyways, so yeah, that was the first idea. Making Excalibur swords bigger. I think we understand why Takara Tomy doesn't do it, but it's still kind of cool.
It is cool. They could make it. They could do it.
And
Make it out of metal.
Make it out of metal
It
so
would
it'll destroy
break.
someone. Anyway, let's move on to the next favorite idea. Our next idea comes from the user RightBurst4836, who said short and simple, make a Beyblade ball. Well, right first, your wish is my command, and here we have a Beyblade ball. Oh my goodness. There's really nothing else to it, it just looks kind of stupid. Alright, let's battle it. Beyblade ball. Whoa, it's so cool. Isn't it cool?
It's actually really, you know what's really cool? It's like the Death Star from Star Wars.
We need to put it up.
With action.
Yeah.
Wait, that's just, this is the Beyblade?
This is the Beyblade.
How did it lose?
It's too good. It's OP.
I gotta go all out.
Okay, what are you
I
gonna
gotta
say?
go all the way. No, I'm not gonna go all the way. I'll start off with Dead Hades. I'm pretty good.
Guys, I'm gonna go all out. Start with Dead Hades. You know, it shows you later.
I'm starting in the middle.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. It's I'm not like your spin. Oh, I'm back.
Oh my gosh, you don't even look like a Beyblade.
3, 2.
What do you mean against spin?
Go.
Okay, Billy does more chip damage than Bailey.
Crazy lift after death. Is the second you touch me, I start rotating.
But what counts as still spinning for you?
I mean, as long as I'm still spinning, right?
I guess. But I feel like you'll never stop.
Uh-oh.
It just keeps rolling around.
These guys are genuine bad news.
Yo, so cool. Mary has nothing on me.
No, actually nothing.
My man, the iconic stadium. Oh my god, Pegasus. As a kid, when you would use
Yeah, in this stadium, it never
Yikes.
But this is a thing.
3, 2, 1, go. Go ball! Ah! Oh, dude, I'm so round here. It does nothing. Wait,
Wait, my bad, I don't have to hit you.
You're still spinning.
Oh, You're still in it.
Squabbling.
You're squabbling.
The new word. Wait, this thing is actually so cool.
You went the other way now. At what point did you change?
Alright, Beyblade that switches spin direction mid-battle.
I'm gonna use a Beyblade that came with this stadium. You go shoot.
Oh my gosh, it hammers! You're the ultimate attack type, never mind! Oh my goodness! Bring it! Who can beat this thing?
Yeah, give me guilty, please. Thank you. I'll go shoot.
Guilty versus
Guilty,
ball.
you can't lose. Beyblade is probably his worst stadium.
Oh my
And his
god,
worst
what's up
matchup.
now? Dude, every time
Wait,
you
it's
hit
like
me,
a Beyblade volleyball.
every time you hit me, I'm just stealing your spin.
Yeah. Guilty's
Sorry,
got
buddy.
nothing on you. You're the ultimate Beyblade.
Oh, like you need it! Oh,
Let's try Beyblade for a minute.
it's like camouflage.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
It beats the ball,
It has to.
Oh, what hit sent me like
Ah, nice.
You're like a balloon. Oh, I'm about to switch spins real quick.
You know so about spinning. You have no friction.
I have no friction. One hit just makes me spin again.
Yeah. Oh. It doesn't even matter what direction. You're just spinning around. Just stop. The only way to win is to knock you out.
Can't spin left and or
Here
can't
we
spin
go.
left and right.
Here goes nothing.
That's the next gimmick.
The only way
It's
to
a little
win
too
is
late now, but I want to check the recording. Alright.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
The ultimate defense and the ultimate attack.
Oh, lucky. We got what we wanted right away.
Oh, you can't eat it. It's the best Beyblade. Alright, let's move on to our last Beyblade idea. On to our final idea for the video. Now, the last few ideas have been a bit ridiculous, so I thought we would end it off with a pretty serious one. I decided to go with an idea from the user the OderTrend1034, who said make a Phoenix armor. However, the armor is divided into 2 or more parts. The armor pieces could be attached with mechanisms like a pen, so if you hit it, it shoots out. Because of the multiple pieces, it could increase attack potential until all pieces fall off. Now, my 3 mauling friends Spooky tried to make the pen shooting mechanism, but it was just not working out. However, she was able to make this, a Beyblade with 2 armors. So you have 2 chances to fling your armor at your opponent. Not only that, the original Phoenix armor functioned as an obstacle in the stadium after it was deployed. So this 3D model Beyblade now has 2 armors, and it has the ability to create yet another obstacle. These are going to be some pretty hectic battles. And here is our final Beyblade idea, a Beyblade with
Oh
2
my.
armors.
Oh no.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. Alright, oh my god, it's the second armor! The armors are off! Wait, that's really
I just want to see how far I can go now.
This looks like you just stripped. My top and my bottoms came off. And then the optic test armor is acting as an obstacle. But you still won! You still good! Even though I'm tiny. The ultimate test against Mortal Revive. Who will lose their armor first? Go shoot. Alright, let's see. Oh, double armor. Double armor. My armor. We're just leaving it in. We're just leaving it in. Oh, it's definitely better than normal revive.
Yeah, exfoliation deals more damage. The more resistances they have stacked beforehand.
It's Caliper. Alright, let's see if it can go the armor. Oh, first armor off. Oh, no! That was so cool. That was pretty cool. 3, 2.
Anyway, we're dead.
Oh my god! It didn't even need the armors to deploy that. It's dynamite level.
It's possible, I swear.
Strongest Beyblade. Strongest Beyblade to hit all of his armor off. Shoot. Alright, see how it does. No armor falling.
Alright, we need to start off
Need to
maybe.
break the armor. He's strong enough to hit through it. Yeah, I need to keep my armor on. Yeah, or I'll die. Yeah, go shoot. Oh, the first armor goes off. Oh, there's no match. It's too late. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Oh, there we go. Click on the stadium. I'm keeping my armor on. Yeah.
I need to hope no one goes after. Everyone goes after me.
That was pretty cool.
No!
Yeah, the armor attacks you. Yeah, the armor attack. Yeah, that was cool. It's like you were wielding a sword. Oh, the armor's out. What? You could win! I could win at life after death. You're like a perfect circle. Hey, yo! Oh! You know what? Let's end it off with the Valkyrie. Alright, good shit. Alright. Oh, the armor. Oh, armor's come off. The armor, I like stunted myself on the armor because I attacked so hard, I lost all my spin. Dude, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. It was the false, the double decoy. Anyway, let's see who wins this battle. Will it be the double armor Beyblade, or will it be Valkyrie? It's definitely gonna be a smaller one. I kind of like how it can either hit 1 armor off, or 2 armors, or it can hit like, yeah, 1 or 2 armors. Or it can hit none of them. And it's just a big Beyblade. It's just a big Beyblade. Anyway, so yeah, that was making your dumb Beyblade ideas. I mean, honestly, this one's kind of cool. That was my favorite one. That was my favorite one too. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys want to see this again, honestly, it was a lot of fun to make, but it was also a lot of planning. But if you have any ideas, leave it in the comments.
It's all about strategy here.
Part 2. See you guys later. Have a nice day. Left first time.
I could try starting out with Accretion, but these guys can kill me anyway. It's not worth it. Not again! I'm starting to think this isn't even worth it. Oh no, wait, you can't run away from zombies. Damn it. I swear you can pop. I did it once before, I know it. You can go to this, to the menu in battles. Perhaps I might have to do something unthinkable, and that is... not do the Peninsula of Power, which is just the Peninsula of Death right now. One more try. Okay, what if instead I start off with cover? There's one less enemy to worry about, maybe that'll help as well. Oh, if I had stone skin, that'd also help a lot. Eek! Yeah, I think the ideal encounter is like just 1 or 2 zombies. Because any more than 2 is too much. Just straight up. One more try. Why? As long as they don't attack Mara again. Alright. No! Oh. This might be it. Taste the flower. No. They lived. Alright, Peninsula Power straight up impossible. Maybe with a different team, it might be possible. Or maybe it's just straight up, they're just straight up too strong for it to be a worthwhile strategy here. I think I'll end it there. It's a tough pill to swallow, but frankly, it really isn't all that important. I think all that necessary for me to use the Peninsula of Power. And it sucks that I won't have a reliable source of income for a while, but man,